Yes, the boys, Big Sharks here with a man who needs absolutely no introduction, but I'll introduce him anyway. I know him as Ahmed Yacub, but then I also know him as the lumberjack, the tree surgeon. What else is there? You tell me.
There's too many, man. There's lumberjack, tree surgeon. There's a new one that's come out today, man.
What's
It's
that?
called Blade, man.
Oh,
They've been comparing me to Wesley Snipes, man.
why is that? Is that because of the?
It's because of the shades, isn't it? You know, I like going all black, as you can tell. You know, black's my favorite
Yeah,
color.
me and you both. We're both blacked out, both looking like Wesley Snipes. Speak to like Ahmed. Speak like I do with all my guests that I bring on. Like to go all the way back to childhood.
Yeah,
What was Ahmed Yacub's childhood like?
yeah. It was tough, man.
Yeah,
Do you get what I mean? I grew up in a household with five boys.
yeah,
So five brothers. Mum and dad, obviously, immigrants to this country.
yeah,
Well, my mum was born here, but my granddad immigrated here
yeah,
with a family of 11.
yeah,
Basically, my dad came here with nothing, so it was a struggle growing up.
yeah.
You get me? You can imagine five boys, two bedrooms, dad doing double shifts, doing two jobs, bringing the money in, struggling along basically.
Yeah.
Um, there's not much I can say. I think a lot of people can resonate with that as
Yeah,
well, where their mums and dads have immigrated here. They basically got larger families. They're struggling. Like my dad, he came here with. He tells me still to this day, I came here with 0 penny in my pocket.
yeah,
I think he said it was like 50p, which is a lot at that time, but he came with 50p.
yeah,
But now, alhamdulillah, you know, he's been working his socks off for years, and he's grew five boys up. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. Speak to me. In a household of five boys, was there a competitive nature between you all? Are you the oldest, youngest, middle?
No, so I'm the middle.
Okay,
I'm the
yeah,
middle. So there was always, obviously, with boys, generally you get that competitive nature
yeah,
all the
yeah,
time anyway. So in terms of like who's better at this, and I mean, in terms of age gaps as well, there's not much age gaps
yeah, yeah,
between us all as well, 2 to 3 years or so. So there was that competitiveness,
yeah.
but it was more. It was nothing to do with boxing. It was always football or
Mm.
cricket or other kind of sports. But yeah, with boys, you get generally is that competitive nature. Yeah,
And we're gonna see. Obviously, you're boxing now. You're fighting
yeah.
in the cars now. When you with your brothers, do you ever used to fight each other or?
All the time,
Yeah,
all the
yeah,
time. You know, you're in a household of boys. Like I said again, you've not got much of a age gap between you.
yeah, yeah,
You're at each other's throats all
yeah,
the
yeah,
time. Do you get what I mean? And wrestling and all that kind of stuff. You know, when growing up, WWF, I think it was back
yeah, yeah,
then,
yeah.
trying all wrestling moves, that kind of thing.
Imagine,
Yeah.
yeah. Speaking about school life, then, what was school life like for you?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, in terms of primary school, it was good. I went into secondary school. Obviously, I had older brothers who had friends, and they were used to bully the shit out of me, basically.
Okay, yeah,
So you know, I used to. I mean, yeah, when I was in school, there was a lot that I dealt with in terms of that
yeah,
bullying and stuff like that. I'd say I had a good set of friends. I was quite reserved, to be honest with you.
yeah, yeah,
Keep myself to myself, you know, one of them. Um, and you know, as the years grew on, as I got a little bit bigger,
yeah, yeah,
I started sparking my growth. I got a little bit more confident. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But I
yeah.
was still that introvert, and I think I'm still am, to be honest with
Okay,
you
yeah,
as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
Suppose you mentioned you're an introvert. When you do put the shades on, do you sort of go into maybe an alter ego or a character? Or speaking about what do the shades do for you then?
I mean, yeah, I
Or,
put the shades on. I'm confident, but I'm an introvert. It's a bit weird like that,
I
to be
get
honest
you,
with
yeah,
you. So when I need to kind of go into character,
yeah,
them shades give me that. So
yeah,
once
yeah,
I put it on, I know it's time to
yeah,
go.
yeah,
It's time to give the people what they want. You
yeah,
get what I
yeah,
mean? It gives me that extra sense of
yeah,
confidence
yeah.
in addition to what I've already got
No,
as
of
well.
course.
Yeah,
So we've covered early life, school life,
yeah.
working life. What's that been like for you? Did you get straight into work after education?
So in terms of education, I failed all my
Okay, yeah,
GCSEs. I didn't used to be really on it in school or anything like that. I wasn't the brightest bull, shall I say? And it was tough, but I still went into college.
yeah,
I had done a couple of years at college, but I was a bit of a naughty lad, let's say
yeah,
that,
yeah,
and I
yeah,
got kicked out of college. And I said, "Where do I go from here?"
yeah,
And surprisingly for me, I actually ended up in uni as well.
yeah, yeah.
to then which I realized I'm not academic life is not for me.
Yeah, yeah,
You get what I mean? I'm not gonna go anywhere with it. So I started working. I used to do market stalls when I was a little kid. When I was about 16, I done market stalls, putting up the market stalls, selling clothes, that kind of thing. So I picked up a bit of sales skills, that kind of thing. And then I was messing about for a bit, to be honest with you. I was just chilling with my mates. I stopped working, that kind of thing. Obviously, your dad's on your back. What are you doing with your life?
yeah.
That kind of thing.
Especially when your dad works so hard as well, like you mentioned.
Exactly, yeah. So I kind of fell off a little bit. I mean, it came down to the circles that I was in.
Okay, yeah.
It was a really good. You get all the wrong stuff that they do. I mean, I won't mention in detail what
Yeah,
kind of wrong stuff, but the wrong stuff that generally 16, 17, 18-year-olds do. So I kind of fell into that circle, stopped working, and then my dad. I'll mention my dad quite a bit because he helped me out quite a bit. He said, listen, you need to kind of book up your ideas.
Yeah, yeah.
And he said, go for your taxi license.
Yeah, yeah.
So I said, no problem, I'll go for my taxi license. So I got my taxi license in Bolton. I was a cab driver for around 4 to 5 years
Yeah, yeah.
before I got married. I done cabs, and then my missus, she seen the potential in me. She said, what are you doing taxis? Where is it going to get you in life? How are you going to grow? Do you get what I mean? How are you going to develop? How are you going to get to a position where you want to be in? So then I started working in a call center. I started from the bottom. I was taking calls, inbound, outbound, that kind of thing, and I built myself up to there, over to a management level. I stayed there for around 6 years, and then I moved on to operations management, which I'm doing now.
Okay,
And
yeah.
alhamdulillah, I work for a good firm.
Yeah.
I earn good money. And if it wasn't for my missus,
Yeah.
who pushed me to do that, I wouldn't be where I am. Alhamdulillah, I live I'd say a comfortable life.
Yeah.
But it's all obviously due to the grace of God. But alhamdulillah, man, you get me?
Do you know what? It's nice to hear that you give credit to your missus for seeing the inspiration, the potential in you, and then
Yeah.
pushing you to that, and you acted upon that.
Yeah.
Because obviously, I feel like there's a lot of young lads maybe these days that maybe shy away from marriage or struggling to get married. So
Yeah.
it's good to hear that. Maybe some guys will take some inspiration from that as well.
Yeah, it's the best thing that happened to me, to be honest with you. She gave me a lot of direction.
Yeah.
She gave me a lot of guidance as well, and she's always stood by me.
Yeah.
In regards to the boxing, she wasn't really fully in agreement with it at the beginning. I'll be completely honest with you. But then eventually she grew into it, and she's seen this guy really likes it.
Yeah.
He's really trying to do something in terms of inspiring the youth to get into these boxing
yeah.
clubs. We've been through a lot together as well, to be honest with you. As a couple, we went through a lot together. I mean, I don't really like talking about it, but I mean, we lost a child. Do you get what I mean? It was that deep. So that connection with between me and my wife it goes a long way, and I go to the end of the world, like they say, for it. Do you get what I mean?
So how did these trials shape you as a man then? Does anything change? Perception of life, your mental fortitude.
Yeah.
So what changes?
At the beginning, I'll be honest with you, when I was going through that, I went into a deep, dark hole. I went into a really dark place, and I was doing things that I'm not really proud of, which obviously I won't mention.
Of course.
But I went into a deep, dark place, let's say that. It really sent my head west. Luckily for me, I did have my daughter at that time, but still, it's hard to deal with. Any type of bereavement, and it took me into a deep dark place. It made me into a person that I wasn't. It took me away from my deen. It took me away from God, because I used to go on like Jamaat and that kind of thing. I used to spend 3 days in different areas, 40 days, that kind of thing. But it took me completely away from all that, and I was a lost soul. If you seen me then, I didn't have no direction. I didn't really. It kind of had that effect in my relationship with my wife as well. And yeah, it was a lot, man. It was a lot, to be honest with you. Yeah.
How did you manage to get yourself out of that rut and that dark place?
I mean, obviously, I'll say my dad again. He's really supported me. He's seen when a mother and a father, they recognize when their kind of child is in a certain place, no matter how old or young they are, you're still the child at the end of the day. So they recognize that, and they kind of pulled me in. They done a mediation kind of thing to say what's going on, what support do you need, what can we do for you, and then one of my cousin brothers said, like, we're going Jamaat, we're going 40 days Jamaat, come with us. So I went there and it changed my life completely.
Okay, yeah.
My mum and dad, after I went Jamaat, they took me to Hajj.
Okay, mashallah.
Alhamdulillah, I've prayed Hajj as well.
Yeah.
Best time of my life. And it just changed me completely. I became a completely different man.
Speak to me about the 40 days. What was that like for you, the experience? And where did you go in the 40 days?
I went to London. I actually went to London, and it was the time when the London riots were going on.
Okay, yeah.
So we were stuck in the middle of it.
Yeah.
So there was no like kind of, obviously you go out, you give dawah to other brothers and that kind of thing. So it was midway through it. So we couldn't do much of that. But obviously there was people coming to the mosque. It was Ramzan time as well. Someone was actually trying to break into the mosque when he was staying in the mosque. It was absolutely crazy. And then like London's on fire. Do you get what I mean? So it was a crazy time. But in terms of the way I spent it and the brotherhood that I made from that, I've made friends that are still my friends today. Do you get what I mean? It was a really good time. It was a really special time for me. It was one of the best times I've spent.
So and after your parents took you to Hajj, what was Hajj like for those? I haven't been Hajj. There might be a lot of viewers that haven't been. Speak to us about Hajj.
I mean, that first time when I walked through to see the Kaaba and it's like when you're walking towards the Kaaba, it's like when you see the movie shot, when it all opens up. It was exactly like that. And I'll be honest with you, I mean, you might see videos now, tears were rolling through my eyes, like, subhanallah, where have I come here? Am I worthy enough to even be here? Do you get what I mean? And it was the best time. It was the best time I ever had. I went with a group. I think they were from Blackburn as well. And it was an amazing time. Met a lot of amazing brothers. Obviously, I was with my mother and father as well. And it was really good, man. It was a really, really good time, yeah.
Do you feel like if you hadn't been taken onto that Jamaat and then hadn't been taken to Hajj, it would have been harder for you to get yourself out of that hole if your parents didn't come and have that mediation with you?
I'd be West, I'd be in jail, or I'd be on the streets. And I'm not shy to say that because I was down a really, really bad spiral. Obviously, I had the bereavement that affected me in some way, but the things that I was doing was affecting me even more. I was going down in a downward spiral, and it wasn't good. And you know, I've always, when I raised my hands to God, I always ask for forgiveness for that time, because you know it's one of them things. It was really bad. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad I went there. Do you get what I mean?
Speak to me about now that you've gone through something like that. Is your mind and your spirituality in a better place to deal with hardships or calamities? Do you feel like you're a stronger soul now to resist, falling into them traps again of the shaitan?
Absolutely, but the thing is, what you gotta understand is, you still get the thoughts, you still get the whispers, to get into these sort of things. But I'm much stronger. Do you get what I mean? I try to pray my namaz. I do try to pray my namaz. I mean, I have to credit my father-in-law as well. I did stop praying my namaz for a while. I was still strong. I wasn't doing the things, but I stopped praying my namaz for a while. And my father-in-law came to visit us, came to see his grandchildren, came to see obviously his daughter, and he's a namazi. So he took me to the mosque. It started off where I was just going inside mosque, praying my Fajr Salah, jumping out, no sunnah, no nothing. And then slowly as I started praying more and more, I felt that connection. So it come to a point where I was like, come on, let's go to mosque, this, that, and the other. But you know, it was I mean, I'm appreciative of him as well. So no, it's a really good thing, man.
Speak to me then. You mentioned your missus didn't really at the start like your boxing, stuff like that. How was Ahmed Yacub, aka the lumberjack, aka Mr. Dark Chocolate, the tree surgeon? How have you come into boxing? Because most people get into boxing young. You go into a later than most people do.
Late stage, a very late stage.
How's your love story with boxing began?
You know, my dad always watched boxing. He was a big fan of Mike Tyson. And yeah, he used to watch boxing. So I used to watch boxing when I was younger. I always wanted to do boxing, but then when your dad's working that hard, they don't really think about it. Back in our days, that they don't believe in sending the kids to clubs and that kind of thing. And I always wanted to challenge myself.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? It
yeah.
was always in the back of my mind that I want to step into a ring and do boxing.
Yeah, yeah.
So I started off on, you know, one of them head guard shows,
Yeah,
white
yeah,
collar,
yeah, yeah.
fighter or something like that. Done that 8 week kind of training,
Yeah,
that kind
yeah.
of thing, and I got blasted in 40 seconds. I'll be completely honest with you, and I found out exactly what boxing is. Then obviously I signed
Sorry,
up.
when you lost that fight, did you not deter you from the sport?
It didn't. No,
Okay,
I was
okay.
hungry to go back. You get
Okay,
me?
yeah.
I'm quite a driven person. You get
Yeah.
me? If I want something, I'll go and get it.
Yeah, yeah.
So I went on to TV show
Yeah,
after,
yeah.
who basically, I mean, I had a bit of a challenge as well with TV. I mean, you know, if you don't mind me mentioning
No,
it,
no,
dear.
mention so it's fine.
So yeah, so I signed up to a TV show. I'm not the biggest of ticket sellers. I'll be
Yeah, yeah.
completely honest with you. And I sold a decent amount of tickets, 10, 12 tickets this time, this the other. Come to the weighing day the day before, and one of his guys goes, "You ain't fighting the next day."
Yeah.
And I thought a good training campaign. I'm looking forward to it. I've sold it. I've told my guys to come. Obviously, even if it's 10 to 12 guys, you're coming to watch me box. That
Yeah, yeah.
and a guy saying, "You're not gonna box." So I was like, hold it, taken by
Yeah,
shock.
yeah.
You know what I mean? The only thing that obviously turned it around was I had one of my mates with me, Adil,
Yeah.
and he is a boxer. So they had another guy whose opponent had dropped out. So basically, because they matched that up, they said, okay, no worries, you can fight now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I just felt it a bit of a. I felt it was a bit of a kick in the ass, bro. To be honest with
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
mind my friend, but it was a kick in the ass. Like, why would you treat a fighter like that? Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
I've promoted your show. You know me with my media and that kind of thing, with how I do my socials. I'll try to sell the show as
Yeah,
much as
yeah.
I can. I'll try to promote the show as much as I can. And I did that at that time as well. So it's a bit of a kick in the back
Yeah, yeah.
for him to treat fighters like that.
Yeah, yeah.
I fought on the show. I got matched up with a guy who was going to do amateurs.
Okay, yeah.
He beat me. I went 3 rounds, which I was surprised myself. I didn't know he was going to go into the amateurs
Yeah, yeah.
beforehand. So I lost again. I made a good account of myself, I believe anyway. So that was like kind of my first loss on a proper show,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
that makes sense. I moved on to then fight on B Crown Promotions,
Yeah.
my hometown show, Bolton. And there, obviously, I was fighting one of the sponsors of the show.
Yeah.
Hard 3 rounds. They give him the decision.
Yeah, yeah.
I felt I won that. If you see my reaction at the end of when they was giving the decision, the result,
Yeah.
you could just tell my face what I thought.
Yeah.
But we went into there knowing that
Yeah, yeah.
that would happen. But that's no shade to Beacon Promotions at all. Lovely brothers. Sami Aftab, Baghi Khan, always look after me, always ask about me after my fight. Sami Aftab is a professional boxer. He calls me personally and he says congratulations, I'll go again.
Yeah,
Gives me
yeah.
that kind of drive as well. So no shade to them at all. But it's one of them
Yeah,
boxers. Some can be corrupt. It can be a corrupt
Yeah, yeah,
sport. I'm not going to say too much, but yeah, it kind of, that was the point where I was at, where I was going to give up boxing completely
yeah, yeah.
altogether. And then another show which I won't really mention because I don't really agree with their values at this moment in time. You know what? I'm gonna say it, Elysium.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't really agree with their values at this moment in time. I like the guys. Don't get me wrong, Sibi, Ghazi, I like them, but with the things that went on recently around certain things, I'm not really in agreement with what they did about taking down the video and that kind of thing. So you know, they said they're gonna make another video. I'm still waiting for it to this day. And yeah, basically, I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
So I thought on there should have got my first win,
Alright, yeah.
and it felt absolutely amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
And when we had our gloves off, I said, it's better than a drug.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That feeling was actually better than a drug.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
get what I mean?
Yeah.
So that got my first win, and it just got me hungrier.
Yeah, yeah.
But I wasn't training as hard as I was supposed to.
Yeah.
So then obviously the early fight came around.
Yeah, yeah. Ali Aksan's a very highly rated fighter, so fair play to you for even taking that fight. Very good fighter.
I mean, in terms of how it kind of came about, I just jumped. Obviously, I called Abzi out after the ELECTRIFYING
Yeah,
show,
yeah.
which was a wrong thing to do. I really like Abzi. He's
Yeah,
a really good friend now. I take it as he's a good friend.
Yeah, yeah.
We're kind of in the same camp at the moment. And I went onto a TikTok live and I was getting absolutely blasted by all the big hitters fighters, which is understandable. One of them being Billy Glodwick, which at this time now
Yeah.
I've got a lot of time for.
Yeah,
I really
yeah,
like the guy. And he was the one giving me a load of shit. Then I got obviously a call from you guys to say Ali needs an opponent.
Yeah,
Are you
yeah.
ready? And my mindset is I'm ready. Do you get what I
Yeah,
mean? I'm down. I'm a game guy. So I took that fight. It was a hard fight. Ali, really good fighter. I'll be honest with you. On the day of the fight, I was nervous to death. I've never felt nerves like that ever before
Okay,
any
wow,
fight.
wow.
I've never felt nerves like that
Why was
before.
that? Because the level of opposition, or
Because the level of opposition.
Okay, yeah,
Because I knew what he was bringing to the
yeah,
table.
yeah.
And you get them nerves until you step into the ring. But I also had in the back of the mind that if I actually win this fight, it's going to take my stocks a lot higher.
Yeah.
But alhamdulillah, what I'd say is I lost the fight. I got knocked down. I got back up, that kind of thing. But still, my stocks did rise. You know, I then had a obviously conversation with Ibn Phoenix, which is told for. And yeah, I mean, that's just kind of my journey into boxing. And here I am with big hitters, and I'm very grateful. And I always say that on my socials as well, that I'm very grateful to brothers like yourself, to Hassan, who showed me so much love. You got me driven. I'm actually training in Hassan's gym at the moment as well. And the love that you've shown, and you've looked after me, and you give me the level of respect that you've given me is amazing, man. I've not got that nowhere else.
Speak to me. Look, you're boxing a few different promotions. Oh, you must have had some conceptions, or people might have said things about big hitters beforehand. Speak to me about like what you thought of us beforehand, and then when you've actually worked with us,
Yeah.
you know how the organization is.
So so people were telling me when I was on a certain show
Yeah.
that they like this, they like that, they done this or they done that. And I was like a sheep at that time. I think
Okay.
I've mentioned this before. I was like a sheep at that time, and I was following what they're saying.
Yeah.
And I was myself. I'll be completely open and honest.
Yeah.
I was a sheep, so I was like, oh, F big hitters, this, that, the other, that kind of thing. Until I actually got onto big hitters and got to know yourself, got to know Hassan, got to know the guys behind the scenes of big hitters, and actually thought, hold on a second, there's something wrong here. Because the perception that I've been given is completely wrong. These lot are completely opposite to what's been said of me, and it's a lesson learned, to be completely honest. Don't always judge a book by its cover, because it's not always true. Don't listen to other people's perception of other people, because there may be something behind that to basically trigger them to say that, or so they might have behaved in a certain way for a person to behave in a certain way with them. Do you get what I mean? So once I come on the show, alhamdulillah, I don't feel like fighting on the shows at all, to be honest with you. I feel comfortable. I really get looked after. Hassan, he's got so much time for me. He spent so much time behind me in the camp as well. He's pushing me every day, always having a laugh with me, and I see him as genuinely as brothers. Do you get what I mean? No other way. Do you get what I mean?
Do you feel like at biggest promotions we have that amongst our stable, where we are and like promoted to fight a connection as well? Do you feel like it is sort of one big family, and win, lose or draw, you still get looked after? Sell tickets or don't sell tickets, you get looked after. There's no
100 million%. At big hitters, it's a brotherhood. I'll be completely honest with you. Whether you're the main card or you're the prelim, every fighter gets treated exactly the same, and whatever queries, questions, anything they have, they're always answered. There's always that reassurance. Even young fighters that come into the frame, always looked after. I've seen it firsthand, where younger fighters have come, they've not got lifts home, they've not got money to eat food. It's all looked after for them. Do you get what I mean? Whether it's another fighter doing that or it's yourselves, everyone's looked after the same way. The main thing is you see everyone as equals, and there's nothing better than that. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you've boxed on big hitters a few times now. You were meant to fight the Yorkshire Giant. You've got a big fight coming up against Kurza.
Yeah.
Speak to me, man. What's your thoughts on the Giant dropping out and Kurza coming in?
I was very, very disappointed that the Giant pulled out because I was going to make a massive statement against him with the training that I'm doing. I'm getting more and more confident in my abilities and my skills. And my skills are getting much better than they were. Because I'm not the best boxer. I'm going to be the first to admit that. And Giant was a really big test. He's taller than me. I've never fought a taller fighter. So he was ticking all the boxes for an opponent as well, for the promotion and for myself. So I wanted to make a statement. I don't know, he got an injury, whether that was self-inflicted, which it did look like Giant, but I won't say too much on it. But I was looking forward to facing the Giant, but we can definitely run that in the future, so I'll be ready for it. Curzon is coming. He stepped up in 2 seconds. I really, really like the guy. It's unfortunate what I'm going to have to do to him, but he matches my energy. That's what I look for. I like a guy that matches my energy. I'm quite erratic. I like to make a scene. Do you get what I mean? I like to go all out. I like to sell my fights. And Curzon does it for me, man. Curzon, he's a good lad. But it's unfortunate I'm going to have to do to him, man.
We're back at the hideout. The hideout's always a special arena for us. Our biggest cards are there. Best fight nights have been there. Are you looking to get on the Boxing Day card, or is there anyone you want on that card in particular?
There's been a lot of heat between me and a certain guy. I called him out after my win against Ibn the Phoenix. Shahab Akhtar. Unfortunately, I keep getting collided with Akhtar for some reason. But it's a fight that I really want. It's not a fight that I take lightly. He's a better boxer than me. He's fighting better guys than the level I'm fighting. No disrespect to my opponents. He's fighting Abzi now. I mean, if he beats Abzi, I don't think that would be the fight for me. Whether it would get made, but that's not my decision. If it does, perfect. I really want to punch his head in. But there's that genuine bad blood between us. But the thing is, we're both adults and we can speak like adults in each other. We're not like the younger lads where we're swearing at each other and that kind of thing. We've got that mutual respect, but there's that bad blood as well. So I mean, one person is Shahab Akhtar, but if that doesn't happen, then I mean, Yorkshire Giant is not a reliable guy as it seems, as I've been told. So if it's Yorkshire Giant, it's Yorkshire Giant, but it's one of them. Whoever you put in front of me, I'm ready for it. You get me? I just go with whoever you put in front of me. There's not no specific I want really.
What are the end goals for Ahmed Yacub on boxing then?
You know, I've not got a lot of time on my plate. I'm 35 already. I'm obviously going into my older years. And one thing obviously I wanted to mention is a lot of people say, oh you're an old man. What are you doing still boxing? This, that, the other. But I feel like I'm inspiring a lot of people boxing at my age. And there's a lot of other guys as well who fought on different shows. Zubi Zareta is one of them. He's an inspiration as well. At that age, he's getting in the ring, and it's not easy. People think it's easy. But in terms of the end goal is hopefully in some sort of capacity to stay with big hitters. I feel like I do the media side as well. And I want to still, after, I mean, I don't know how many years I'll continue to box for. Hopefully it's another 2 to 3 years. But after that, I still want to be part of the big hitters family. I still want to do some sort of media for you. I mean, if obviously you give me the go ahead in whatever capacity that is, I still just want to be involved in our boxing.
I'm sure we can definitely find a job for Mr. Tree Surgeon and Lumberjack. Just to conclude, what advice would you give for the young lads who watch this podcast?
I mean, get off the streets. There's a lot of fitna. There's a lot of stuff on the streets that will take you away from the reality of life. Stick to your deen and get in a boxing gym. We all need combat experience. We have mothers, we have sisters, we have older Buzuruk people inside our families. And if you're walking on the street one day and someone attacks one of your family members and you can't fight and you can only kick a ball or do some batting or bowling, it's not going to help. You need to have some sort of combat experience or training inside you. Do you get what I mean? So get into the gyms, whether that's MMA, whether that's boxing or anything, and it'll change your life like it changed mine. That's all I'll say.
That was some solid advice. Listen, that was Big Sharks and Ahmed Yacub. keeping it 100 from the womb to the tomb, active from the AM to the PM to the AM, saving souls, conquering earth, honey rejecting, J2 sipping, Benjamin collecting, all around nice guys, top lads, gentlemen, honey slayers, as well. Not him, but me. Ahmed, thank you, my bro. It was a pleasure.
Jazakallah, my bro.
Cheers, my bro. Thank you. I have to be careful with that one. You don't need to get in trouble.